Hi guys, welcome to Sudeep was, and I hope each and every one of you are doing really good. Now in this video, we will address the importance of handwriting in the mains exam and how that handwriting can actually fetch you that extra 5 to 10 marks in every GS paper that can actually put you from almost there to your name in the final list. Even though UPSC does not say explicitly that it will award marks for good handwriting, you should assume that human psychology works in such a way that when you see an answer script with good presentation and when you see an answer script with bad presentation, the answer script with good presentation will always have a greater impact on the evaluator. And imagine this, that if that good presentation can fetch you half a mark per question extra, that means out of 20 questions you have got 10 marks just because of your presentation. And if you get 10 marks per paper because of your presentation, imagine in the 4 GS papers you will end up getting 40 marks extra, and that 40 marks extra will actually take you from interview call to the final list. And hence handwriting is very important for your mains exam. The moment I tell good handwriting, each and every one of us will start visualizing beautiful handwriting like we used to do in our calligraphy classes in our schools. This is not true. Whenever I say good handwriting, it means legible handwriting. And what is legible handwriting? Let me illustrate by taking the case of my student from Advanced Mains Masterclass, that is Ishita Puloria, who scored All India rank 140 in Civil Services exam 2023. On the screen, you are looking at the answer script of Ishita. If you can observe the entire answer, don't you think that the entire answer is looking very uniform and consistent? Why is it looking consistent? The main reason is, observe carefully, the spacing between every word is the same, the spacing between every line is the same. So the first thing that you should always keep in your mind when you write an answer is, the spacing between words and the spacing between lines should always be uniform. That automatically will bring consistency and legibility in your answers. The second thing I want you to observe in Ishita's answer copies is, look at every word within the answer. You can choose any word and within the word look at the letters. The letters will always be written consistently and the letters will always be written in full. This is another factor that you should always keep in your mind when you're writing answers. We should always write all the letters inside the words in full. Usually what happens when we write or when we practice, we always write a word in such a way that the first 3 to 4 words are written legibly and the last 3 to 4 words are not legible. We scribble it or we trail off. So that is another important attribute that you should keep in your mind to develop good handwriting. The third important attribute to have a good handwriting is the use of subheadings. Don't think that subheadings are used for decorative purposes. Subheadings have its own utility. Just like a GPS that helps us navigate from source to destination, subheadings will always help navigate an evaluator from the introduction to conclusion. Subheadings help the examiner understand the order in which you are trying to address the different demands of the question. For example, if the question has 3 demands, then you are going to use 3 subheadings and write points within it, showing the examiner that you have addressed all the 3 demands of the question, and hence subheadings act as a GPS for the evaluator to navigate through your answer script. The fourth important attribute that I want you to observe in Ishita's answer copies is the use of side subheadings. If you can see the answer copies, she has written the side subheadings in block letters so that these side subheadings stand out. Side subheadings actually show the examiner that you can think multi-dimensionally and you have a very strong lateral thinking. Initially, writing side subheadings will be a little difficult for anyone who has started off writing answers, but over time when you write a lot of answers and when you develop the skill of generating dimensions on any concept, writing side subheadings becomes very simple. But keep this in your mind, writing that side subheading will actually make your handwriting look very good. The fifth important attribute to amplify your handwriting is to add value additions and make sure that these value additions stand out. For example, the diagrams that you draw, the flow chart that you put, or the examples that you give should always stand out, and that will actually amplify your handwriting. Now, if you look at the screen and if you're looking at Ishita's answer scripts, look at the diagrams, how neatly the diagrams are done, how neatly the title is given. Look at the examples, how neatly the examples are given so that the examples stand out, and look at the flow charts that she uses in order to amplify our handwriting. So I hope you understood what exactly is the meaning of good handwriting or legible handwriting. A good handwriting or a legible handwriting will always have 5 attributes. One is consistency between words and lines. The second is whenever you write any word within the answer, the letters inside the word should be written in full. The third is the use of subheadings. The fourth is the use of side subheadings. And the fifth is your value addition should amplify your handwriting. For examples, the diagrams, the examples, the flow charts. So these are the 5 attributes that actually will amplify your handwriting and make your handwriting stand out. The next very important question that you should ask me is, why is handwriting so important for mains exam? For that, you should understand the philosophy of UPSC mains exam. UPSC mains exam is a written exam, and in this written exam, UPSC is going to test your personality in different ways. Your knowledge is tested by the content that you write in the answers. Your personality is tested by the opinions that you give in the answers. Your application of mind is tested by the analysis that you do for the answers. And your discipline and consistency is tested by the handwriting that you write in the answers. Hence, you should understand that the handwriting that you write in the mains exam actually reflects a larger picture of how consistent, how diligent, how disciplined you were in your preparation, and how much practice you have done even before the exam for you to develop such a presentation and handwriting. Apart from that, having a good handwriting is always a mark of respect for the exam and evaluator, because it makes the job of the evaluator easy. Imagine that the evaluator has to spend hours together going through hundreds of copies, and your handwriting will actually make a difference in making the evaluator's job easy, and that can convert into very critical marks. And lastly, having a good handwriting reflects your confidence and clarity, because writing with clarity reflects you think also with clarity. Hence, please make sure that you develop good handwriting, and when I mean good handwriting, it means legible handwriting. And by now, I hope that each and every one of you have understood what exactly is legible handwriting. So the next question that comes into picture is how to develop good handwriting or legible handwriting. The first thing that you have to do is write consciously. In the beginning, when you start writing answers, make sure that you do not keep any type of time constraints. You take all the time in the world, don't rush through, but write the answers neatly. Good handwriting should become your second nature. So when you're writing answers consistently for long periods of time, then slowly you can introduce the time constraints. But initially, please practice with all the time in the world, and your main focus should be writing neatly. The second important point to improve your handwriting is consistency. Initially, train yourself to write 5 questions, but that 5 questions, make sure that you are consistent in your handwriting from the first line to the last. After that, once you get a grip on writing 5 questions over a period of time, then you can increase the question to 10 questions, and then gradually to 15 questions, and finally to 20 questions. So when you reach the 20 questions, you should be able to write with consistent handwriting from the first line to the last for all the 20 questions with the same good handwriting, and that is the golden standard. Now, going from 5 questions to 20 questions will take several months for you to get there. So don't be impatient and practice consistently. You will get there eventually. The third important point to improve your handwriting is practice with a purpose. Now, whenever you write answers, it may be your mock test or it may be everyday answers that you write, don't think that in the exam I'll write neatly, let me scribble it when I'm practicing. This is a wrong attitude. Please change that perspective. Here I would like to illustrate an analogy that Virat Kohli, when he practices in his nets, he will practice with the same intensity as he plays in the matches. So that is what you also have to do. You also have to practice with the same intensity that you are going to write in the exam as well. So whenever you practice, it can be daily answer writing, it can be your mock test, write with the same intensity and write with the same neatness and handwriting that you are going to write in the exam, and that will actually help you to improve your handwriting. The next point that helps you amplify your handwriting is spacing and structuring. Whenever I say spacing, it means not only spacing between words and lines, it also is spacing between introduction and the body of the answer. It is also the spacing between the body of the answer and conclusion. It is also the spacing between the points that you write within the subheadings. All these spacings should be consistent, and that consistency will create greater impression. And when it comes to structuring, you should not forget to use subheadings, side subheadings, boxing the examples, making sure you box the diagrams with titles. All this will actually amplify your handwriting. And lastly, I would advise all my students to use gel pen rather than ballpoint pen, because gel pen creates better impressions, whereas ballpoint pen writes very lightly, so you have to apply greater pressure while writing, so you cannot write consistently for long periods of time. So try to use gel pen, but whichever pen you use, make sure that you use the same pen to write again and again. Don't keep changing pen. Once you find a suitable pen that suits you, you make sure that you use the same pen for writing the answers consistently. So I hope you understood what is the meaning of legible handwriting, what is the importance of having good handwriting in mains exam, and more importantly, how to develop that good handwriting. So make sure that you practice daily, you practice answer writing, you enjoy the process of writing, and then gradually over time your handwriting will improve. You cannot improve overnight. Please don't try that. You will improve with the time, but that practice is very, very important, and that incremental progress is how your handwriting is going to improve. So make sure that you keep practicing again and again and again. Every letter that you write, every word that you write, you don't scribble but write neatly. Even if you are recollecting something, make sure that you write neatly, and make sure that neatness should become your second nature. Please remember this golden rule. This has worked before. This will work in the future also. And the golden rule is average content with above average presentation will always win over exceptional content with poor presentation. So please make sure that you work on your presentation. Please make sure that you work on your handwriting, because they are as important as your content. Handwriting is not beautification. Handwriting is not decoration. Handwriting is a means of communication. Handwriting is a bridge between your hard work and evaluators' eyes. So make sure that you build that bridge with clarity and consistency. Make sure that every word that you write in your answer should carry a mark of your discipline. I hope you will do that. I hope you will practice. I'll meet you again, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Bye.